So let's go ahead and we're going to now address disable color and quality map. So you'll see here within the software, we're in the scan stage over here on the left-hand side. The workflow is here on the left-hand side. It starts with the order form. This is where we go through the details of adding basically the workflow, what we're actually going to be addressing with the patient. Now I want you to keep an eye on this. Anytime I hover over an icon, you'll see in the middle of the screen right here, an explanation pops up regarding what that icon is, what it is, what stage we're in, or what this tool is used for. So it's a really great tool moving forward to know exactly what you're utilizing prior to clicking on it. So we're in the maxilla scan stage. You'll see there's a little green check mark here signifying that there's data in all these stages. So I've already scanned the maxilla, the mandible, and bite. But what we're going to do now is address some of the other options here on the right-hand side. We'll spend more time on all of these icons at a later date, but for now, we'll address just a few of these. And down here at the bottom, you'll see tools that will help us make adjustments or changes or secure data within our scan software or within our scan data. So first and foremost, what I wanted to touch on right now is if I take my cursor over here to the right side, this what looks like a little teardrop, or we'll call it a paint drop right here. As you'll see in the middle of the screen right above the model, it's called Disable Capture Color. Really important to note that as you scan one time, it produces two separate files. The first file is obviously the colored file here that we're looking at right now. The colored file, which is called our PLY file, is the file that you want to show the patient. Patients will recognize their teeth in color. So this is our PLY file. Now, again, patients look in the mirror, they see when they smile, they see their centrals, they see their anterior teeth. Really good option for working with the patient. However, before we let that patient leave or we move on to the next scan stage, I advise that you click this little teardrop thing or paint drop here. And what that does is it removes the color from the model. In general, not always, lab technicians prefer to utilize this file when they're actually creating their restorations. It gets rid of the noise of the color, and you can focus or zoom in a little bit more clearly or a lot more clearly on different margin areas, data that needs to be extremely precise. Really important to check this little drop here prior to moving on to the next scan stages. Also, this is a really great way to check and see if there was distortion that was created within the scan data. There's a couple tools we'll give you to identify if you're struggling with maybe distortion. In general, the software has gotten so much better that it's not a problem. However, you can check here, and on the edge of this file, you'll see there's a little jagged black edge right here. Often when distortion is created while scanning, sometimes it can be on the incisal edge. You'll also see that little black jagged line in an area where you might have difficulty scanning, and that's indicative that there is an issue there, that there was potential distortion. Very great tool here to check this, check the file before moving on to the next scan stage. The next option here that I wanted to touch on is the quality map. This little diamond icon here on the right-hand side, if I click that, you'll see that it's basically a heat map. Green is good. Yellow's okay. Even orange in some instances can be just fine. Now what we want to do is make sure that if number 13 was the restoration or the tooth that we were going to restore today, I want to make sure that my prep, the contacts of the adjacent teeth, and any other vital areas such as the margin are scanned green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my model now. We're scanning on a model today for the sake of the demo. And you'll see here, what I'm able to do is as I scan more, that data is filled in and turned green. Now it's important to note that there is a hole on the lingual side of my prep, so that scans red. And I want the contact of the adjacent teeth or any areas where that restoration is going to touch. And there you go. So you can see that not only is this a great tool to utilize as you're checking your files, it's also a really great option just to scan in. You can actually scan every patient with the quality map on. That ensures that you're going to have green, good data.